What's up, guys? Joe from RC Outlaws. I'm excited to be back here again with a brand new build. It's just after Christmas 2021, and we're ringing in the new year with a brand new plane. What can I say? It's going to be the 90mm F-22 for 2022. How does that sound? This thing's pretty beast, man. It's going to be my biggest EDF to date. This is going to be the 8S deluxe version, so it's going to be flying on two 4-cell 5,000 milliamp 60C Admiral Pro batteries. This plane just looks pretty intense. Definitely one of my favorite airplanes of all time. I do have a smaller 50mm one of these from way back in the day, but definitely never had the full-size F-22. This thing's got retracts, a landing gear light, landing gear front doors that automatically open and close. It's got flaps. It's got a 12-blade in-runner. This thing is just beast. It looks pretty quick from what I've seen out there, and I'm excited to get it up in the sky. I have a Freewing 90mm Arctic Camo F-16 that I've had for a few years. Plane's awesome. It's sick. I put a afterburner ring in there. It's just super realistic. You know, flies like it's on a rail. Never had a problem with it. Have multiple flights on it. It's still sitting in the RC plane room next door, ready to go, but I definitely had to pull one of these out. I've been debating it for a couple of years and back and forth because this plane isn't new to the market. It's been out maybe 2 or 3 years. So yeah, finally pulled the trigger. Let's get this thing built. So I'm going to go through maybe some of the features. Let's unbox this thing because I haven't seen it yet, and let's see what it actually looks like up close in person. Let's do it. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we just popped the top off. This thing is packaged really well. Super secure. Everything looks wrapped up really nice. Our owner's manual is right here on top. We'll be digging into that shortly. And let's see what we got. I do see a carbon fiber wing spar. Pretty diesel looking one right here. I'm assuming that's what that is. So it definitely looks super beefy, because this thing is a pretty large plane. It's one of the wings. Try and open this baby up. Show you guys what it looks like, because this paint scheme looks really done really well. Let's see what I got here. Gonna try and be gentle with it. Don't want to get a bunch of hanger rash on it. I do have the wow, that's pretty sweet. Look at that paint scheme. Here's your flap. Here's your aileron. There already is a carbon fiber wing spar in there. Wow, this is pretty cool. There's the electronic clip. We do have another piece of carbon fiber here. Looks like it helps where the wheel sets in. Maybe it doesn't get jammed in there. But yeah, this is pretty awesome, man. These hinges are super sweet. Not like any of the old school hinges you might have seen back in the day where it's just foam in there, or even just small pieces of plastic. I mean, these are complete hinged out flaps and ailerons, so this is pretty sweet, man. I'm super pumped about this plane. Definitely one of my favorite planes of all time. Got some hardware here. All right, here's my plug that I ordered separately with the batteries. So here is the EC5 2-to-1 series adapter. You can pick that up as well with one of these. So I got this plane from Motion RC. It's where I get all of my Freewing airplanes, and I have to say that they are one of the best in the industry as far as planes. They ship out right away. Here's your battery. Okay, here's a bunch of hardware and stuff that we got. We got our, looks like we got some glue in here, all your rod ends, Gonna have to hook all those up for our flaps, ailerons, rudders. Well, it doesn't look like it's too much. From what I've seen, this is a pretty simple plane. Looks like there's some extra decals here. We'll have to read through the book, figure that out towards the end. Okay, here's your one of your rudders right here. This thing's got dual rudders on the back, and it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet plane, man. Wow, insane. There you go, 94th, baby. But as you can see, the servos are already in there. The wire leads are hanging out the bottom here. I can even tell that the servo horn, not sure if you could see that, looks like they already trimmed it down for whatever reason, maybe so it doesn't hit. Or you don't need that much throw, possibly. Looks like there's that last hole. There's another one of the wings. Another piece of carbon fiber in there. I like the way they packaged this plane. Super secure. Look at all this extra foam and padding between every piece. There's another one of the rudders for the back. Step that aside. I have another piece here. Looks like possibly the tail that goes between the motors. We'll have to check that out when we get closer. And let's see. Oh. Pull some tape. Beautiful. Beautiful packaging on this thing, guys. Wow. Whew. There it is. Look at this beast. Alright, so straight out of the bat, I see the nose cone, which they do have plastic on. That is pretty awesome. I see the magnets in there. That's going to be great. I know the one on the F-16 kind of gets a little bit of, you know, could get banged up on you pretty good. But with this plastic, definitely not. That's going to save a whole lot of scuffing. I would keep my nose cone inside my Spectrum hard case battery. Not battery, transmitter case. In the foam there, because wow, sweet. Look at that. That cockpit setup in there, pretty awesome, man. Everything's spelt correctly. This is I know back in the day some of these planes, some of the things would be spelled wrong, but this is super high quality. As you can see, I mean, there's marks on every single piece here. Quality control inspections, I mean, the paint is flawless. This thing is such an epic replica. Looks, I mean, spot on. They did a great job with this. And here it is, the main fuselage. Wow, look at the size of this thing. Let's just cut right into this thing, man. I'm super pumped. I can't wait to fly this thing. I'm hoping, you know, so right now it's actually the day after Christmas. This isn't a Christmas gift, even though I did not get any RC anything for Christmas. I did buy this about a month ago, and it's been sitting in the bench. Just been super busy around the house, super busy with work, and I haven't had time to even crack it open until today, December 26, 2021. So, yeah, let's say this is a Christmas gift that I bought myself. And I'm super pumped, man. This thing is just like one of my all-time epic favorite planes. My second would probably have to be the P-51 Mustang. I do own a couple of them. I did build a small 800mm on here a ways back, probably about last year sometime, but by far my all-time favorite is this beast. Wow. Dude, I'm not sure you guys could grasp the size of this thing, but whew. It's definitely got some weight to it. So as you can see, everything in here is already hooked up. You got your EC5 connector. They got the BEC. Everything is pretty much hooked up. You're just gonna have to plug in, I guess, to my receiver, whichever one I go with. Everything's labeled nicely: flaps, aileron, landing gear, throttle, and so on. So this thing is pretty epic, guys. I'm not even sure if I can get this in the shop. Let's see. But I mean, everything is just wired so nice in there. I don't know if you could see that. The landing gear just super beefy. It's got the light up there. Let's take a look on it. Sweet. So they're hard plastic landing gear doors, bay doors right there, which is pretty awesome. Nice huge air intakes here, obviously in the front as well. And these beefy landing gear in the back. They fold in with oleo struts. And hey babe, as the wife walks in on the video, I'm out here in the shop. It's been a while since I filmed anything, but yeah, this thing is pretty sweet. All right, guys, got the bird on the table. Looks like what the first step's going to be in putting this together is putting on these vertical stabilizers. Super simple. Basically, just got to plug your connection in right here. They can only go in one way, of course, like all your servo wires. Make sure it's got a nice snug fit. Then this just wiggles right on down in here. Plenty of space for your wires. Fits right in there nice and snug. It's got these two pointy wood screws here that go in through the bottom, and they screw right down and hold that thing in place. Nice and neat, super simple. This thing is going together pretty quick. I can tell just by looking at the instructions, there's really not much to it. So let me pop this, flip this plane over, pop this vertical stabilizer on. What you're gonna do here is you're just gonna put them in these two holes that you see under here, one here and one here. And that's pretty it. This one's already mounted on. So let me get this one done and we'll move on to the horizontal stabilizers. That's the next step. All right, guys, the next step is gonna be the horizontal stabilizers. Well, your elevator is there that are gonna basically be put right on here. So what you gotta do is you gotta put these mounts on. I got these little ball links for your control rods. So basically what we're gonna do is just goes right in here like this. Fits in perfectly, can only fit in one way, and two screws secure that in there, and then you move on to popping that rod in. All right, guys, so once you get those two screws in there, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide in one of these two shafts that they give you. These shafts have these two little burr marks at the end. They are going to be on the outside portion of that, so that's just going to slide right in there, right to the end. Seems nice. Might want to just spin it back and forth a little bit, loosen it up just a tad, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pull down on that shaft, and you're going to have to slide this lock ring in here. So this little lock ring right here, it's got a little hole which almost looks like for a set screw, but they really just use a regular screw. Kind of wish it was a set screw, but that'll just drop right in there like that, and then you'll easily slide that forward and spin your hole over. So that's basically so this rod doesn't come out mid-flight, but I don't know, you might want to put a little Loctite on there. I'm going to do that myself, and we'll get these two bolted up, and then we'll install them. All right, guys, so basically, once you got that all installed with your little collar in there, you're gonna take this aluminum washer that's gonna go on your shaft right there like that, and it's basically just gonna slide right into this hole right here. Pop this one in, just like so, and then you got 4 screws. They got the little flat tip on them at the end. 4 Phillips, and each gets 2 and 2. So pop that in there. Let's see how well that goes in. It does have that little groove in there it's supposed to catch on to. So swap this out. Let me grab another screwdriver here. Seem to be a little better. The heads are different sizes, so got to keep jumping around with these different screwdrivers here. I don't want to strip these out because I know they do strip out easily on previous planes and builds. But that one just hit nice and snug. And That's in there. Got a little bit of rubbing here, slightly. Maybe a little sandpaper in there. I'll take care of that. So let me sink this second one down in here. I know it doesn't call for putting on your control rods yet, but I may just do so really quick on these just so they're not flopping around for the rest of the build. And we'll see how this goes. Alright. Everything seems to go together really nice. Alright, so that just bottomed out there. Yeah, it is hitting there a little bit. But alright, let me pop this other one on and we'll move on to the next. Alright guys, next thing is going to be the main wing. So we're going to take this carbon fiber spar and we're going to slide it through this hole right here. I'm going to set that thing about even, and then we're going to slide our wings on. So I should probably flip this over because I know we do need to push down on this wheel so it notches right into where these wheels sit underneath these wings. So yeah, man, this thing's a beast. All right, let's get this thing mounted up. All right, guys, so we're just going to take this, we're going to line this carbon fiber spar up here. Hold on the other side a little bit and get it to slide in there. I'm assuming it's going to bottom all the way out inside the wing. We got to lift this wheel up just like so. And then, man, just slipped right in there perfectly. Perfect. All right, so it comes with 4 more screws. Can't believe I'm almost done with this already, but yeah, this thing went pretty quick. So they're going to be the last set of screws you got. They almost got like big heads on them, almost as if there's a washer just mounted right directly onto the screw. So they go into little brass fittings there. Just going to make sure those are nice and snug. You know, and these wings, I guess, are made for easy removal. There are no wires or anything that I'm snaking through the fuselage, so I guess it would make it nice and easy for guys who had smaller compact cars but still wanted to get this thing out to the field. Just 2 screws. I would imagine you just popping these wings right off, which is super sweet. So okay, that wing is on. Let me slide the other one on. Alright guys, that was super simple, and I'm going to say this thing's like 90% built. Alright, so basically we could slide our nose cone on. I noticed it did come with a piece of wood that does slide in there, probably to give it just a little bit more rigidity. I could throw a piece of, just a dab of glue on that to hold that piece of wood in on just one of the sides. Probably leave it right on the cone itself, glue it in there, and then it just slides right in when you get to the field. So pretty sweet. I guess I'm going to throw a receiver in here, see if we can get the gear to drop down, and I will put my control rods on, and this thing's almost ready to take off. Sweet, let's do it. Alright guys, back to the drawing board. I went a little bit too fast, too far. I did forget to mention, you do need to plug these wings into these little clips right here. It's not magic. Unfortunately, it's the day after Christmas. I thought there was still some magic in the air, but no, there would have been nothing in the air if I didn't plug these in. So yeah, be sure to pull these little wires out, make sure you plug them into there, and slide your wing on and put your 2 screws in. Alright guys, so I got the battery in, I got my servo, I got all the control rods on, all the servos were centered, and looks like we're pretty good. I got some good throw, and I don't have anything set up to the book yet as far as where we're supposed to be, but everything's level or pretty close to true. With the airframe, we do have working flaps. Got them on a timer so they're nice and slow. And let's hit the gear and see what happens. Oh, there goes the gear door. So we got the light. We have, you know, sometimes I shoot a little 3-in-1 in there just to lube that up a little bit, but they definitely are beefy. And yeah, I mean, you know, if you happen to come in crosswind or something, you got to touch it down a little hard. Those definitely save you a lot of grief with snapping, stripping the gears out in the retracts and stuff like that. But poof, this thing is pretty sweet. Let me see if I can flip this thing over here. I mean, it is massive. Look at that thing, guys. Wow, monster. Let me throw my makeshift boat stand on the floor here. Let's see if we can set this girl down. Alright, so yeah, I got these 2 Monster 4S batteries in here. I'm going to have to clean up the wires a little bit. I mean, they are pretty clean. I do want to get a receiver with a gyro. I do fly Spectrum stuff, so I just have this little AR-6115 in there just to bind it up and get everything in there looking nice. Let me pop this lid on here. I just got 3 more pieces I got to put on. They did supply you with glue. Those pieces go on the tail. But wow, look at that plane. That thing is sweet. A couple of more little pieces here, but not much. And that's it. Wow, look at that thing. Awesome. Sweet. So yeah, we're ready to rock. I got the throttle cut on, but I did fire up the engine just a little bit. She's ready to go. 8S Monster. It's looking pretty good. I may put the afterburner kit in there. I am not sure. I'm definitely looking to get this thing in the air in the next couple of days. I got the week off for the holidays. I'm going to pick whichever day has the lightest wind because I know that this plane will handle the wind just because of the airframe. I've flown the F-22 before in super heavy wind and it just cuts right through it, so I'm not super concerned. I don't want to be out there in gale force winds, but if it's a breezy day and it's blowing straight down the runway where I could land this thing head on, definitely going to take it up. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned because the first flight or the maiden of this bird is going to be this week. I got a ton of time. I got a few more videos to knock out. But as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you next time.